What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I just want to go over my everyday carry pistol and why I think it's possibly the best carry pistol in the market today. If you disagree with me, there's plenty of room in the comments. This is going to be more of a tabletop review. I want to do a little bit of unboxing, even though I've had this thing for a while, and I want to do an overview of how it shoots, roll in some footage from the range, things like that. Let's get right to it. So here we are, guys. As you see before you, we got a pistol case that obviously says Sig Sauer on top, containing the very pistol that we're going to talk about here today. But first of all, let's talk about this nice little case. I got to admit, Sig did send a nice little case with this. It's a hard pistol case all the way around. It's smaller than usual, but of course the gun is also smaller than usual. So let's go ahead and open this thing up and see what we got inside. So what we have here is my personal everyday carry P365X. Now, obviously there is various different versions. There is the standard 365, which comes with a smaller grip, comes with a 10-round magazine, and it comes with this exact slide you see here. This one is called the X because it has the slide from the standard 365, but it has the grip of the 365 XL. So let's talk about why I chose this exact model. For those of you who are worried about safety, this firearm has already been cleared, it's been checked, good to go. So the reason I chose this model here is because I was looking for something to replace my everyday carry gun, which, while we're mentioning it, this was my previous everyday carry gun. It was a Glock 19 with a Holosun 507C. I would carry in the appendix position in a We the People holster with a TLR 7A flashlight on there, threaded barrel. We'll go over this in another video. If you're interested to see this, please let me know down below. But I was looking for something to replace the Glock 19. The Glock 19 is obviously much bigger than this. This pistol has already been cleared as well, so no need to worry. But you can tell the difference there, size difference. The Glock 19 was starting to get very cumbersome. It's starting to get very heavy to carry on a daily basis. So I was looking something more along the lines of a subcompact, micro compact, and this pistol here does fall along the lines of a micro compact. So why did I choose the X? I chose the X because I was looking for a micro compact, but that was also optics ready. So I came across this. It was either between this and the Glock 43X MOS version. Considering I had already carried a Glock 19 for several years, I wanted to try something different. Obviously, Sig Sauer has a great name, great popularity, very reliable. So I went ahead and settled on the 365X. And why the X and not the standard? Well, this one comes with a 12-round magazine versus the standard that comes with a 10-round magazine. So you can see there, 12-round magazine. And another great thing that I found out about these magazines is somebody referred me to a company called MagGuts, which MagGuts sells, obviously as the name implies, sells different guts for your magazine, aka the springs. So instead of a normal tubular metal spring, they sell flat coiling springs. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you probably can't. Well, you could probably get a look in there. They're flat springs. See if I can point it out for those of you who can't see it. There's flat springs there. There we go. And considering the fact that it is a flat spring, it tends to go down further, giving you an extra 2-round capacity in this magazine. So this magazine says 12. But it's actually a 14-round magazine. And they also include this little ledge here, which is awesome when you put it in the pistol and you grab the pistol. It helps push your hands further up on the grip, which keeps you nice and high up on the tang. With this little undercut that it has here, makes it much nicer to stay up high on the pistol, get a nice grip. So let's go over the various specifications on this pistol. As I said, it comes with two 12-round magazines. I went ahead and purchased a 15-round magazine that you can get Mag Guts also sells a spring for this one, which will convert it to a 17 round magazine, which I think is awesome considering I was carrying that big Glock 19 that had 15 rounds in it with the flush fit. This is basically a flush fit mag and it's carrying 14. And as you can tell, the size difference on that grip is significant. See there? So this is very cool that I get to carry almost the same amount of capacity as I did before in a much smaller package. So I love that. The overall length of this gun is 6 inches. The overall width is 1.1 inches. And the height of the pistol is 4.8 inches. Obviously not with that optic, but I added the optic on because I gotta have it. The sight radius, for those who care, is 4.9 inches. Up in the front of the pistol, they have here what they call the Sig Rail, which they have a few lights that would fit it. Several options would be the Sig Foxtrot 2, which is made by Sig Sauer themselves. There's also the Surefire XSC P365. That's a mouthful. And there's also the Streamlight TLR7 sub. All three of those would fit here. They're all dependable lights. They're all dependable names. I don't have any on here yet, but I do plan on getting one. The grip is a polymer grip. Obviously, most polymer striker fired guns. It is a striker fired gun, if I didn't mention that already. The barrel is made out of a carbon steel. And the actual slide itself is made out of a stainless steel. Now, obviously, it doesn't come like this. I painted this myself. I have another video which shows how I do these tiger stripes that I do on magazines. If you haven't checked that out, I'll link it down below. Well, you should go over there and check that out. I like to customize all my weapons a little bit here and there just to make them all my own, and they're mine, so nobody can say anything about it. On top here, I have the Holosun 407K. I got the 407K because I'm a huge Holosun fan, and the optic ready version of this Sig Sauer comes with the RSMC footprint, so the 407K fits great on there. I also like the 407K because, as you see here, it has the side loading battery tray, which is much better than, for example, the 507C. As you can tell, there's no battery tray anywhere around here. That's because the battery tray is up underneath, and I hate that because you got to take optic off in order to change the battery. But this one, you just turn that little thing there, which is why I keep a little screwdriver in my everyday pack. But you turn that there and that slides right out in order to make quick changes to your battery. Now let's go over some more features of the pistol. This thing, as I said before, has already been safety checked. Empty magazine, nothing in the gun. So we have here the slide release lever that you have right there. So whenever your slide is empty to the back, you can hit that there. It's obviously not the easiest button to press, but it does do what it's supposed to do. We also have here the slide release. So when you push back and you want to take this thing apart, you drop your mag, you flip this thing forward, as you see there, and slowly let it forward. The slide pops right off. You got your metal guide rod here. You got your standard barrel here. That goes back in there, so guide rod back in there, and it slides right back on the rails. Go all the way back, pop that thing right back up. Even though how you saw it just pop that back up itself, it tends to do that a lot of times. Release the slide, and you're right back to normal for function test. So that's that. Now the trigger on this is pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's anything out of this world. Most guns from the factory just have a standard trigger. Let's see here. The reset. It's not the shortest, but it's not the longest, again. So it's not a clear, crisp wall as some other pistols do, but it's enough for everyday carry. It pulls at about 5 pounds, 5.5 pounds. Now I have it in this configuration now because I put this red dot on it, but it did come with the standard green dot sight on the front. Once I put on the red dot, I had to remove the rear sight, but the good thing is this Holosun 407K It has a co-witness sight right on the back of it, as you see there. You see the red dot, plenty bright, plenty sufficient for what I need it to do. You have the magazine catch here, which works fantastic. I like the way it protrudes. Usually have no problems with it. It works great. Kicks out the magazine the way it's supposed to. I've never had a problem with that there. Actually, I'll show you how it looks with the 15 round magazine also. So that looks great once you get a full grip on it. If you got bigger size hands than I do, that helps even more so. But I got medium size hands and I have no problem, especially as I said before, with the mag guts, that little ledge that they give you once you change out the spring that comes with it. It keeps it much better. It's perfect for my size hands. So since I've already done numerous things to this thing, I've already customized it, I painted it, put the red dot on. I'll actually roll in some photos over here of how this thing looked like when it first came, how it was born. But other than that, everything on this gun on the inside is OEM. I haven't changed it, but from what I understand, there are some great triggers out there, some aftermarket triggers, which I'll probably look into getting in the future. But other than that, that's the Sig Sauer P365. From an average Joe's point of view, I'll actually roll in the spec sheet for those of you who want more than what I went over. I'll give you a complete breakdown of everything that Sig Sauer has on its website so you can get the full spread. Like I said before, this is my everyday carry pistol. I actually carry it in this appendix holster you see right here. This is a Warrior Land holster with a claw in here. The purpose of the claw is to keep this thing closer to my waist. I'll roll in some photos of how it interacts with the belt, and it pushes in, because the biggest problem when you're carrying this thing is it's up against your stomach right here. This butt tends to stick out, and it's the biggest problem when printing. So when your belt comes across the front here, it pushes this in, pushes the grip in, pushes it into your stomach and makes it more concealable. Comes with a 1.5 inch clip there for your belt. As you can see, once you slide that over your belt, it has a little hook in there that won't come loose on your belt. Let me see if I can get that for you. There you go. So I like this holster. Another big thing about this holster that I like, as you can see here, that trigger guard is inaccessible. So, and it holds the gun very secure. It won't come out of there. So that's the main reason why I love this holster. And it wasn't expensive. It was actually a little longer here than what you see here, but anytime I see, it was made for the 365XL model, which fits exactly in here because it has the XL lower receiver. But I shaved it down to get the extra material off, so it fits right up to the butt of the gun. It's no more than what I need and no less than what I need. As you can see, it also comes optic ready. It's got this little cutout in the top to not mess with your red dot. So that's perfect. It was actually a very quality holster. And if I remember correctly, I'll post down below. But if I remember correctly, this was only about $30 to $40, which is fantastic for a holster like this. It's very well made. A lot of thought put into it. Very form-fitting. Now let's go over another reason why I think this is an amazingly fantastic gun, is because considering this size, let me bring in another pistol I have that doesn't make it off the shelf these days anymore. This is a Glock 43. Obviously I went ahead and made a bunch of changes to it because I don't really use this gun at all. This was my idea of slimming down from this to this. This gun was actually battlefield green as well, as you can see in there before I spray painted it. But I used it as an experiment gun because I knew I probably wouldn't carry this anymore. The 365 and the variants, the XL, the X, and the regular model. The 365 standard version, the X and the XL, they have all made other guns like this basically obsolete. And I'll tell you why. First of all, look at the size on these. They're basically identical when it comes to size. See there? Now obviously this one was not optic ready, which is why I was opting for the Glock 43X. But the only reason I was opting for the Glock 43X is because of aftermarket parts. Because if you look here, this magazine being the same, let's see here, being about the same exact size, This thing only holds 6 rounds. And Glock decided to put a finger ledge on there with no extra capacity to it. So that was a waste. I mean, it looks great, but looks aren't gonna save me. So this magazine here, though being flush fit with this thing, carries more than twice the ammo of a similar magazine of a Glock 43. I mean, you see there, it's basically the same. It carries twice as much, obviously, with the mag gut spring that I put in there, but even the standard 12 rounds that it comes with is double the amount of this. Sig figured out how to do a much better version of what Glock was trying to do. See the thickness on here? So this is about a stack and a half. It's not truly single stack, it's not truly double stack, but when you compare, in all reality, the pistols to each other, there's not a very big difference. So Sig Sauer definitely did it much better than Glock could do. In my opinion, this pistol right here has no purpose on the market anymore. Now the Glock 43X saved this version because it comes with the Shield Arms magazine. So when you have pistols like these who are doing it better, smaller, and the performance is just as good as bigger guns like that, I don't see why anybody would buy a Glock 43 anymore these days. And the only reason I ever considered the Glock 43X was due to the fact that Shield Arms makes a steel magazine for it, aftermarket magazine, that would give it a 15 round capacity. But the Glock 43X is bigger than this, so in my opinion, this gives you a better value, better bang for your buck. This thing here is super comfortable. I wear this thing on a daily basis. I don't complain. I've worn it for 8 to 10 hours at a time. And of course, with any pistol, anything that's on your waist, any little 5-pound, there's slight discomforts. Any Kydex is not the most comfortable thing on the planet. It could tend to have little hot spots here and there. There's other ways to fix that. But I mean, this gun right here is an awesome piece right here. As you can see here, I put my own little Old English D. I tend to do that to some of all my firearms. It takes a little bit of stippling. If you guys are interested in how to do something like that, comment down below. I'd be more than happy to do a video like that. But as I said, this is what I carry with me on a daily basis. So this is the pistol that I carry on a daily basis. And just as a bonus, a fun little sneak peek, there's also one I carry from time to time in addition to this one. And that's this big girl right here. I actually put this thing in my book bag from time to time. Let me see if I can get a zoom out for you guys here. It's a pistol caliber carbine with a folding stock on it. It fits very nicely in my everyday book bag. But that's another video for another day. This video here is focusing on this beauty. So those are my overall thoughts. I'll roll some footage of the gun range. We took this thing to the gun range the other day, me and my wife, so you can see it fits her hands great, fits my hands great. It is a little snappier, as all people would know. Smaller guns tend to be a little snappier because there's less of a body on the pistol to absorb the recoil. For example, this thing here, they shoot the same bullet, but this would be much more comfortable to shoot because it has much bigger body to absorb the recoil. Just as if the gun was metal, it would have more weight to absorb the recoil. So just expect it to be a little snappier, but every gun has its give and take. But I would say for a daily carry, for an everyday pistol, this is an awesome choice. I would recommend it to anybody, from women to men to all sizes. As long as you train with it, I don't see any problem with it. So that's it, guys. That's the P365X and why I chose to carry it. It's a fantastic pistol. I love it. I've had zero complaints about it. If there's anything that you think maybe you don't like about it, let me know down below. If you have any other questions about it, also let me know down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. If you have any questions about any of the other things you've seen in the video, the PCC 9mm, the Glock 19, the Glock 43, if you have any questions about them, put them down below. I'll be sure to get back to you on those too. I will have future videos on the Glock 19, on the PCC 9mm as well. I don't know if I'm going to make one on the Glock 43 because, to be honest, it's just a safe queen. It doesn't get any use. I don't think it's anything worth talking about. But if you guys want to see that, let me know. I have no problem doing that. If not, that's it for me today. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Anything you want to express, put it down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video. This is All Things Cinco EDC. I'm Cinco. Till next time.